Hi, and welcome to the Kagan presentation over brain-based learning by Samantha Baker for the course EDU 5101. So what is brain-based learning? As an educator, it is crucial to develop an understanding of brain-based learning as it provides powerful principles derived from brain science. Brain-based learning provides an advantage in reaching various types of learners who come to our classrooms with different backgrounds, experiences, and interests. It is backed by psychological and physiological research and is regularly utilized to create a welcoming and productive classroom environment. Some of the brain-based practices that encompass brain-based learning are to nourish the brain, tune up the brain, provide safety, enrich your classroom, make learning meaningful, respect students' unique brains, boost memory, teach with the brain in mind, and move and groove. So there are multiple strategies to fit various teaching styles while also reaching various learning styles. We're going to take a look at these practices explained in more detail. Starting with nourishing the brain. So to nourish the brain, we want to encourage students to engage in proper nutrition as it encourages proper brain functioning. We want to teach prevention of alcohol and drug abuse because those are the substances that delay learning. We want to provide opportunities for students to hydrate and be prepared for the many bathroom breaks that would follow. We want to maintain quality airflow in our classrooms to improve mental functioning, and this includes a comfortable temperature. We should utilize natural lighting in classrooms to reduce anxiety and encourage students to monitor their sleep habits so that they are well rested for a day of learning. Next is tune up the brain. Music activates many parts of the brain. Music positively influences spatial reasoning, creativity, generalized mathematical skills, language, reading skills, and more. Music elevates student moods and emotions. Various types of music can be incorporated into the classroom environment depending on the activity at hand. Musics associated with faster speeds can energize students. It can welcome students into the classroom and also be used during transitions. Slower songs can be used for reflection and for studying and practicing skills. Next is moving and grooving. Students should get moving to increase energy in learning. Movement integrated into lessons helps improve memory and reduce stress. And physical activity releases endorphins, which is a feel-good chemical, and adrenaline, which is a challenge hormone. Moving and grooving is popularly referred to as brain breaks. Next is to provide safety. It is important that teachers host a non-threatening classroom to improve higher order cognitive abilities. Students that are not defensive or threatened are able to focus on learning new things. Reduce stress through a predictable routine. Try not to give pop quizzes or unannounced tests. Maintain a positive, loving tone and environment in the classroom, and encourage relaxation and stress-relieving techniques. Enrich your classroom. This includes anything related to the senses, aromatherapy with purpose, such as lavender to relax students, lemon to induce a positive mood, peppermint to refresh and invigorate, apple, which releases brainwaves and reduces blood pressure, and vanilla relaxes and soothes, ultimately help students maintain alertness and promote memory. Moderate changes to the classroom setting provides novelty. Moderate changes include changing seating, changing up decorations, changing the classroom layout, and updating bulletin boards. However, it is encouraged to not make too many changes too quickly, as that can cause discomfort among students. Utilize multisensory stimulation throughout lessons. So make sure that they are integrating sights, sounds, touch, taste, and smells when appropriate. Create a colorful environment to impact the mind and body, as different colors have different outcomes for the student's mind and body. And then develop challenging coursework to create a sense of excitement. You don't want students to feel too anxious about difficult work, but you do want them to feel comfortable about approaching challenging tasks that can promote their confidence as well as their skills. Next is to make learning meaningful. Link learning to student interests and backgrounds. Encourage students to identify patterns while learning. Link new lessons to prior knowledge. Develop engaging processes to prioritize learning. Promote learning through meaningful applications. It is important that students are able to relate to the new learning and to even build bridges from old learning to new learning so that it is meaningful to their educational development. Respect students' unique brains. I really like this quote that is on this page. Education is a lifelong journey whose destination expands as you travel. Encourage heterogeneous groups to support developmental perspective. This means groups can be made of multi-grade levels, different success levels in your classroom, and different backgrounds. Solicit and validate everyone's input, inviting students to use self-direction. Utilize a wide range of teaching strategies to reach different intelligences and learning styles. Boost memory in your classroom. So first, make it memorable. Make sure that the lesson you are teaching is worth learning according to the students. Forced memorization is difficult and often rejected by students. Exclude irrelevant information. Activate multiple memory pathways, explicit and implicit. Explicit memory pathways include semantic, like the memory of facts, names, and dates, and episodic, which is the memory of locations, events, circumstances, etc. Implicit memory pathways include emotional, procedural, reflexive, sensory conditioning, and spatial. Teach with the brain in mind. Learn and use different instructional strategies as an educator. Don't limit your group of students by sticking to one instructional format. For example, avoid using lectures for every single lesson. Foster intrinsic motivation. Leave out the extra rewards like stickers, points, candy for student involvement. Incorporate time for students to process new information. Provide consistent, specific feedback with directions for improvement. And encourage and support early learning in the community. For example, my church is currently developing early learning centers throughout the community, which would be a good thing to support as it will help educators as they receive those kids who have received early learning. Next, I'm going to go through a couple of classroom examples that I use in my classroom. In my classroom environment, music is regularly played as students are entering the classroom and even when they are working on tasks and assignments. I alter the lighting depending on the activity or the lesson of the day. Students can expect new lab tables with each unit, which encourages teamwork and different group dynamics, a skill that will be very useful in the real world. Students are offered a variety of forms of feedback throughout a unit, and they are also offered a variety of opportunities to continuously improve their work. Positive affirmations are used regularly to help students keep a steady course in their learning. For example, before a quiz, students repeat after me that they are confident and ready for the quiz. There are no 2 days in physics that are the same. Students are offered a variety of options to apply their new and combined knowledge and to demonstrate their understanding of the content. Students are given many opportunities to provide and receive feedback. For example, following a lab report, I asked students to provide feedback regarding their own performance, their group's performance, and how I could improve in instruction. The content is related to the real-world issues and interests around us, and students are empowered in demonstrating the processes that they have learned. The outcomes that I am aiming for in my classroom are centered around confident problem solvers. Various instructional strategies are used throughout the curriculum with the overarching goal of students becoming confident in their problem-solving abilities. Students experience a variety of scenarios involving deadlines, planning ahead, resilience, and teamwork. And while they may not become a master in physics, they will become a master in problem solving. I encourage other educators to put brain-based learning to use. A couple of suggestions is to incorporate student voice. Provide students with opportunities to choose how they apply their understanding. For example, I use a learning menu in my classroom that encourages students to pick the assignments that they feel align with their interests and strengths and turn those in as homework. I also offer opportunities for personal and classroom reflection and feedback, and I do take into consideration their feedback regarding instruction. Dive into student interests and regularly apply it in new lessons. I utilize inquiry-based learning and encourage teachers across multiple contents to do the same. Present a real-world problem and ask students to solve it with some guidance, but not too much. Promote the development of real-world employable skills through challenging tasks and objectives, and encourage self-direction by allowing students to make and correct mistakes throughout the process. And lastly, I encourage educators to incorporate care, use positive affirmations, directly teach coping methods for stress and anxiety, directly teach time management and accountability skills. I think as an educator, we sometimes assume that students are figuring it out or may have already heard it from another teacher, and that is a dangerous assumption. Celebrate student successes, large and small, including extracurricular activities, and always keep it positive. And this is a book that I read in college. It was actually recommended by a business teacher, but I believe it is very applicable in the classroom, and it is called The Power of Positive Leadership. This has been a Kagan presentation over brain-based learning. Thank you for watching.